Hello, you are watching Wingfoil Mallorca and I am Fredrik Ekman. Today we are here outside El Niño Surf Center, a shop that is big on renting SUP boards here in Mallorca. And SUP boards is what I want to talk about today. I want to tell everyone with the SUP boards, inflatable or rigid ones, that you can use them in a whole new way and get more fun and exciting time out on the water. I'm going to show you how you can use your SUP board when you normally would choose not to. What? Yes, but let me start from the beginning. Anyone with a SUP board knows that flat water is your best friend. And paddling in the morning is usually the best time to get that nice mirror-like flat water paddle. At early summer mornings when the sun is rising and you are gliding through smooth and flat water, it's a very memorable moment. And there are plenty of those mornings if you get up early. However, frequently the wind comes up simply because it's going to be a windy day, or it's because the sun heats up the land faster than the sea and you get movements of the wind. As the warm air from the land rises, the colder air from the sea sweeps in to take its place, and hence the start of an onshore wind. Here in Mallorca we have those thermic winds every afternoon the whole summer. Where you live it might be different. You could be living in a windy area with only a few moments of flat water, but you can also find good conditions to paddle in lakes and rivers. I believe you have good conditions for paddling in most places, but sometimes you have to drive a bit to find them. Here is what I wanted to talk about today: the wind. You know, when it makes you want to stop paddling and get out of the water, or maybe you even can't paddle due to the strong wind. The water is too choppy or there are waves, that makes the conditions difficult to paddle in. However, you can still paddle. It would then be more of an exercise training session. Well, that's what Diana and I were doing for years before we started with wingfoil. But we had the right equipment for such conditions and we paddled into the wind and back, and we had a great time. In quite choppy conditions, I can add to. What can you do with your normal SUP board when it's too windy and not so nice to paddle? Here comes the beauty in having a SUP board. Rent, borrow or buy a handheld wing. A wing that you can hold in your hand converts your SUP board into something completely different. And you can use it at times when you wouldn't paddle or couldn't. Now, how cool isn't that? By holding a wing up, you can generate speed and you can navigate your SUP board forward in the water. It is a lot of fun and it opens up many new possibilities. Maybe you'd like to experience some speed on your SUP board. Maybe others in your family will be interested when getting out on the SUP board when you can ride with a wing. The wing is the answer to extend the fun with your SUP board. So much fun lies ahead for you guys. If you like what you see in this video, you can show it by clicking on the like button, give me a thumbs up. If you want to see more videos from me, click on the subscribe button. Share the video, be an influencer with your friends of new fun things to do and learn. Check out my channel, wingfoil_Mallorca. I have over 50 videos there about what could be your future sport, wingfoil. Have fun and thank you for supporting the channel. Now here is how you get started. Step 1. This is what you need to practice. How to flip over the wing that's on its back. There are two ways. Depending on the conditions, how to flip the wing on its back after a session. How to lift up the wing when you are on your knees. How to use the wing to get up standing. Holding it in to maximize the wing's power in the wind to drive you forward. How to turn around 180 degrees to do a jibe. When you have mastered these maneuvers, then you are ready to go into the sea for the real thing. You need to get to know the wing, how it handles and what you need to do to handle it the best way. You do that first on the beach, learn those maneuvers really well before you go in the water. Then they will serve you well when you're actually out on the water and on the board and in conditions when it's a lot less stable. Step 2. The second step is getting on the board on a windy day or maybe 10-15 knots of onshore wind, as that is great conditions for learning. The first objective would be to get familiar doing the maneuvers you have practiced on the beach. But now on the board, while the wind and the waves are affecting you, they make it less stable. You need to get comfortable doing them in the sea. The ultimate objective is to get up standing on the board and navigate along the shore, beach or coastline. When you stand up on the board, you have a diagonal stand and as wide as you are comfortable with. The diagonal stand is to keep a foot on each side of the center of the board. It will give you better stability. Never ever go out in offshore winds if you are not 100% sure you can navigate upwind in the current conditions. The objective when you're out with your SUP is to stay parallel to the shore and not to be pushed to shore by the wind. Now, this might sound easy, but it is not so easy in the beginning. But it's a skill needed to be learned. The trick is steering the board with your hips and legs. You have support in the wing and your body will be the part that steers the board up against the wind. As a SUP board usually only has fins at the back, you have to learn how to keep the nose of the board up against the wind by holding the board upwind, turning your hips and legs upwind. An extra tip is to press the heel side edge down towards the wind like you would on a snowboard or a skis to get some grip. This is easier on a rigid SUP board than on a thick inflatable SUP board, mind you. It helps if you have windsurf or kitesurf background, otherwise it is just practice to get it right. There's a tip that makes learning easier that you can use if you like. That is to mount an extra fin in the center of the board or on the edges of both sides of the SUP board, like the SUP winder from Slingshot or the duotone drift stopper. Or you can use a windsurf board with a dagger fin in the center. Links in the description below. All these options assist you to navigate upwind easier. When you can navigate, the next step is when you navigate in a straight line along the coast, you would also like to learn how to turn around to get back, right? To make this possible is by turning the board downwind by steering the board with your hips and legs. When you turn the board downwind, lift the wing up above your head and in the middle of the turn, you shift your hands off the wing and before you complete the turn, you need to change the position of your feet as well to get the other foot in front. And when you continue to turn the board with your hips and legs, you will come around in 180 degrees as from your earlier course. And you will be heading back the same way you came. Now, don't be discouraged if you feel it to be easier in one direction than the other. That is how it usually is for all of us. Just practice going straight, practice on the turns until you have them under control. Doesn't matter how many times you fall, what matters is that you get up and start practicing again. You can do it. Step 4 is to learn how to navigate upwind with your wing and SUP board. The reason is to be able to have control of your vessel on the water and to be able to go upwind is a crucial skill to master. If you know how to navigate along the shore, surely you have thought about going further out. Maybe there's more wind there, maybe others are out there or the coastline makes for more exciting views if you can get out further from the coast. Also a safety measure is knowing how to navigate upwind. You can get back to shore if the wind changes direction. In short, when you know this, you have good control. When you have mastered these skills, you have a wing SUP riding machine. How cool isn't that? You can paddle in the morning in calm and flat water, and you can ride the SUP board when it is windy and have a totally new experience on the water. All with the same board. Quite amazing, wouldn't you say? Maybe now you wonder, what about the wing? I have no knowledge about wings. Don't worry, it's not complicated. When choosing a wing, you need to think about your weight and height. A normal size for a beginner is a 5 meter or 6 meter. If you're like me, 185 centimeters, a 6 meter wing works fine, and it's big enough to catch a lot of wind to give you speed. A shorter person could struggle with a 6 meter as the wingtips could be getting stuck in the water a lot. Also, a shorter person could be weighing less, and then a 5-meter wing would work well. For lighter people, youngsters, and also kids, even smaller wings than that work really great. Ask your local shop for advice, as they likely have a selection of wings available to choose from. In the next video in this series, I will talk about what your next step could be after learning to ride on a wing SUP. That would be to start learning to control a wing foil board. But more about that in the next video. Stay tuned. Now focus on learning the skills I have outlined in this video. This is the foundation and most important base of your skills. These are the techniques needed when you move to smaller boards and possibly add a foil to your riding. So much fun lies ahead of you guys. There you have it. How to turn your SUP board into a wing SUP riding machine and double the use of the board you already have. Add a wing and open a new world of adventure. Good luck and have a lot of fun. This is Fredrik Eckermark from wingfoil_Mallorca signing off. Like, share and subscribe to support my work and the channel. And I will see you in the next video. Stay safe.
Can you hear the words I'm saying?